Paul Sabo, Christian minister and servant of Jesus Christ. I'm going to make this video today. To me, it's an important video. I just got done doing my last video was on the Reformed, Calvinist, and Presbyterian TULIP. And I got a lot of response from that, which I appreciate. A lot of good comments, a lot of good people, good discussions, which I totally appreciate. However, I found that people were pretty upset with me on a couple things that I had said. And for starters, I just want to explain that when I made this video, if you look past my back in my past videos, I've battled this subject a few times over the years and brought it down in great detail in many ways. The purpose of this video, I'll admit, some of my videos I label as Bible talk, some of them I label as Bible study. It is what it is. I did label it as Bible study, although it was a random video. It was kind of a quick overlay. You know, I deal with bringing a lot of new Christians and stuff, and I was talking to a few of them on this subject, so I wanted to do the video, and I kind of just kept it pretty vague, which I apologize to those that were looking for more. Seems like whenever I make the long Bible study videos, no one wants to sit through them. Then I make a quick one with a vague overlook, and everybody wants to hear detail. So I apologize if I didn't please you in that. However, I do want to take, and I'm going to, outside of my normally weekly video, I'm going to do a couple videos this week. This is one of them. I want to break down a couple of the simple things that most people had arguments. Most of the Calvinists that I had spoken with had problems with some of what I had taught in that video, and they said that I was wrong. I was accused of just reading about it, not knowing what I was reading and stuff like that. And I just want to say that I am a called teacher, and that's not how a called teacher operates by no means. And I want to prove that here today. We're going to take today we're going to do one quick topic. I was told that, specifically it was by the Calvinists, that they know when they're saved. And that it was wrong for me to say that they don't know when they're saved. And I want to first of all say that I didn't say that 100% of them were like that. I said many of them were. And I think personally that it's common sense that if you don't know you're saved, that's going to be a faith problem. But let's just get right into it. So what I want to show you here, try to make this quick, is I want to take a look at, I debunked this whole sovereign gospel before, if you want to look through my old videos, the whole thing. But I want to show you the greatest of the Reformed teachers, John MacArthur, the largest, teaches thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, including his videos over the years he's been around. This is what he teaches. And so I apologize if you go to a church where they don't teach like he does, but I promise you that there is enough beliefs that relate with what I was teaching against to where it was worthy of me to teach this to fellow disciples so they understand. And at no point did I say everything was 100% on anything and that everybody was exactly like anything. So let that be known. But let's listen to what John MacArthur had to say. And let me break it down to you so you know what you're listening to. First of all, it's obvious he's talking about no free will. And then he talks about the fact that since God and only God knows who's going to be saved and who's not, that as believers, we're going to have that question. Are we saved? And he talked, and then to even give you a little twist on something I didn't even get into, but this is something where John MacArthur in his teachings, he talked about, and if you look at my whole video I did when I debunked this whole sovereign gospel, I kind of really blew this up, but he talked about how the fact that the Bible contradicts itself, he says, the reason it contradicts itself to him and to many Calvinists is because what they're being taught is wrong. We simply wouldn't be told to preach the gospel if, we're going to get into more on that with some of the Bible verses. I already know you're going to throw at me. I'm going to cover that in the next video. Let's just look at this and you'll see what I'm talking about. And we're going to find out, do all Calvinists, or am I wrong for saying that many Calvinists don't know whether or not they're saved? Take a look.
And we're going to look at a number of passages to help you to understand the sovereign aspect of salvation and how it relates to human responsibility. How are we to harmonize divine sovereignty with human responsibility? How can we understand that salvation is a matter of God's will and God's choice and God's purpose and God's timing, and at the same time make man in any sense responsible for what happens? This is the inevitable question. And I might just say to you that you should get comfortable with that question. You will not in this life have a sufficient answer, so your comfort must come in the question. Every major doctrine regarding salvation in the Scripture, and many beyond salvation, have within them an apparent paradox that cannot be resolved on the human side. This is one of the evidences that God wrote the Bible and not men, or they would have eliminated all of those unsolvable paradoxes. So you have to get comfortable with the question, and I'll help you with that comfort
Okay,
a little bit.
I think it's pretty obvious. Now that's what thousands and thousands and thousands of people have been taught. And to me, that's worth my time teaching my disciples that I work with and try to help, and we help each other, whatever, to bring it to their attention. And I want to say, this is crazy, but I'll be honest with you. You got teachers that teach strictly from the Bible, and you got teachers that teach from the Bible with handbooks. One of those isn't called by God, for starters. And second of all, as even with the ones who teach strictly from the Bible, in today's world, they're not doing a very good job of teaching what needs to be taught. So, I tell you the truth, if you're in a Calvinist church and they're not teaching what John just taught, he's an old school Calvinist. Probably the reason you're not being taught it is because your teacher is just not doing a good job. And unfortunately, it's fortunate for you. I hate to say that. I say it with respect. I say the truth. I'm sorry. So hopefully you realize I'm doing this with Christian love, man. But this is my calling. This is what I do. And I'm going to have another video, and I already know the Bible verses you threw at me, and I'm going to debunk those as well. I promise you, I will not teach anything that I have not been taught with good terms. And everything I've been taught is the truth, and you cannot prove the truth wrong. Hopefully it's been a blessing to you. I really don't want to make enemies. I hope nobody's mad. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. So, thanks for watching.